Hello. Good morning, good evening, or good night. My name is Shannon L. Shook. The L, what does it stand for? The world may never know. Perhaps it is love. This feeling felt by a young boy and a young girl in a school for those who perhaps cannot walk, cannot see, and cannot dance as fine as me. Or perhaps it stands for lazy, like this intro, like my channel, like my love. That is not in reference to a human being, but perhaps the concept itself. Perhaps it is none of those things, but perhaps the L in Shannon L. Shook stands for something else entirely. It stands, perhaps, for laryngitis. Not likely. Probably not, but that's okay. Perhaps we don't need to guess. Perhaps we already know it deep in our hearts. Or perhaps, at least, the dumbass who's doing this intro does. Perhaps it is lane. For the path we walk is a lane. But not spelled that way because there was a Y in it for some reason. Perhaps because it is taken from the name of a famous rock and roll singer. Even though I do not believe they classified as rock and roll. That it was not very, maybe alternative rock? Grunge, perhaps? I'm talking about Alice in Chains. Point is, it's lane. Point is, this is a story about a lovely lady. And what fucking TV show was that the theme song where this is a story, a lovely lady, and this is something in the 70s. What I don't know what that is. Is it Brady Bunch? Three's Company. It's not all in the family. Is that the one that was like, those were the days? I don't know. I don't watch that shit. You want to tell me the motherfucking Cheers theme? I'll give you that. You want me to do fucking Night Court? I will do that shit. Because Night Court was one of my favorite TV shows forever. For reasons I cannot fucking comprehend. It was funny. I just gave you the reasons, which I can totally comprehend. Point is, this is far too long an intro for something that is completely unnecessary. Point is, we are here in Katawa Shoujo once again. And in the previous episode, our charismatic hero and his charismatic heroine, like the drug, but not really, went to a picnic in the parknick, and they ate some bread, and she sat on his lap, and then fell off of it, and then back on again, and off again. No, yeah, so Hisao and Emmy went on their first ever date to the park, had a picnic, it was great, went back, and then there was a bit of worrisomeness. Because at the end there, Hisao noticed homegirl was limping, and we're like, why you doing that? And she was like, she was like, I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. It's crazy. You're silly. You said, you're drunk, you're silly, you're fool. You simply cannot see. Oh, there was some, okay. And then it was the next episode. Fuck. The morning is too early for the morning is too early for my taste. It doesn't help that I had trouble sleeping last night. There were simply too many things to think about. My mind refused to slow down. It's the worst. Instead, I replayed the rooftop, the park, and everything else over and over in my mind. In my brain box. There's a small part of my mind that's still paranoid that this has all been some kind of joke. that I'll meet up with Emmy at the track like nothing happened yesterday. Like, dude, you thought I liked you? You're crazy. That's wild. You must be dreaming. Oh my god. Like, I never get with you. What are you, Shannon, in high school? Tears. Pushing these... I don't know why that always comes up. I'm a glutton for punishment, apparently. Pushing these... No, it's because I like self-deprecating humor. No one else does, but I fucking love that shit. Because if I can't laugh at my fucking sadness, then I'm going to cry. Pushing these thoughts to the back of my mind, I throw my running clothes and... Yes, throw them out the window, apparently. Throw on my running clothes and open the door. Open, says me. Emmy's waiting for me with her usual smile. You, good sir, are late. Or at least you're not early today. Are you tired or something? Now wear you out? Get too rough and rumble with your bones? I'll show you a bone. I find myself ruefully rubbing the back of my head. Something like that, yeah. Lots to think about and all that. Emmy giggles in my mild understatement. Yeah, I didn't sleep well either. I was actually kind of glad that you weren't early, because I wasn't early either. I wonder if the same thing kept us awake. The image of her weeping face passes through my mind. Please, no fucked up nightmare flashes of that. That's not okay. What kept you up? Emmy's expression falters, but she quickly notices my curiosity and forces a smile. Nothing important. She's obviously lying to my fucking face. The question is, should I press the issue? Yes, get all up in her business. Feel free to take that however the fuck you will. Something's clearly been bothering her for a while. I mean, I want to help her, but would it just come off as me being nosy? I mean, she's got to know that I care for her, though. Are you sure? I mean, if something's bothering you, I'm kind of here to help you sort it out, you know? Emmy laughs then, but it's not her usual laugh. There's an edge to it that almost seems bitter. Like, maybe you should just shut the fuck up and worry about your own business, my dude. Sort it out? I'm not sure I can be sorted out, Hisao. An almost grim smile crosses her lips. It's like a smile of resignation. I don't think you could help me anyway. Fucking ouch. Okay. I don't want to say that it hurts, or that it hurt. I don't want to say that it hurts to her, but it does. Okay, my brain completely fucking broke on me, but we got there in the end. It makes sense. These are words that, when put together, it makes sense. Christ. Doesn't she realize I want to be there for her when things go wrong? I won't push you on the matter, but I'm here for you to decide later that you'd like to talk about it. I mean, it might help. I can see the debate raging behind Emmy's eyes. It seems like she wants to tell me, but she's not sure whether or not she can. Hey, just forget about it for now, okay? We got running to do, you know. The mention of running, something she can handle, brings Emmy back to her usual self. Right. Fucking a rightio, my boy. Hurry up and stretch out, Hisao. Get limber, you silly bastard. We've got to get moving. She takes off like a shot, far quicker than I'm used to. I don't think you actually stretched out. How dare you, Hisao? Still, I try to keep pace with her, recklessly testing my limits. Bitch, this is going to kill you. Yim? Nailed it. It gives me a feeling of freedom, like my heart is no longer important. I find myself wanting to laugh, filled with the feeling of moving beyond what I once called my boundaries. The nurse's warnings to not overdo things echo in my mind, and I disregard them because I'm a fucking idiot. This feeling I have, this willingness to risk a heart attack for something so trivial as a morning run, feels so out of character for me. But, I mean, is it? Or rather, should it be? I mean, I've got a weak heart, sure. It'll never be able to, or be capable of the kind of speed and endurance Emmy's capable of. I probably wouldn't be able to get that good even if I had a healthy heart. As we round the final bend, I feel my legs screaming in protest, but for the first time I ignore them. I accelerate to finish out a sprint, nearly catching up to Emmy. That was never going to happen, of course. Still, I feel surprisingly good. Oh sure, my legs feel like they're about to catch fire, and I'm having trouble staying upright. But there's been a shift of some sort today. It's all thanks to the girl grinning at the finish line waiting for me. Oh, well, I felt a little faster than usual. My comment is met with a grin and a shrug. Can't have you think I was gonna go soft on you now, can I? But you managed to handle it just fine. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Still feeling from the high of the rung and moved by a surge of gratitude, I seize Emmy in a hug. Thanks. Really, I'm not just saying that. I mean, you're dead. Emmy seems flustered by my words, squirming uncomfortably. Don't be silly, Hisao. You fucking weirdo. Someone had to haul you out here, huh? Didn't they? And it's not like you're doing anything for me. You're not... What the fuck? Yeah, it's not like you've ever done anything for me, you selfish bastard. It's not like you're not doing anything for me, right? I needed a running partner, remember? I shake my head, still pointedly not letting go of Emmy, who stops squirming and merely looks at me with a demoning blush that almost seems out of character. No, that's not true. You wanted a running partner, but you didn't need one. If I hadn't shown up the day after the festival, you would still run, right? But it doesn't work the other way around. I only managed to make it out a few times before the festival. And without you, I probably wouldn't have made it out at all after that. Emmy smiles at me and prods my chest with one finger. You are pretty lazy, Hisao. You got a serious case of Shannon's. Hey, I was giving you a compliment. Well, you're welcome, I guess. I'll pay you, or... I'll pay you back. Somehow. Well, that's not necessary, you know. I mean, I kinda like you, Hisao. And being able to run with you in the mornings isn't exactly a bad deal for me either, so... For someone who gets so much praise, she seems unused to gratitude. I can't think of anything else to say, so we fall silent. I become aware of Emmy's breathing and the dampness of her clothing and the scent of her. Coming off anyone else, it would stink. Coming off of Emmy, it fits her in a way nothing else could. Her skin is cool, slick with sweat, and the breeze causes the goosebumps to rise. Goosebumps? Was something strange? In a book you read. Who are you gonna call? R.L. Stein. What? Almost without thinking, I've never read a Goosebumps book in my life. People used to watch those or read those all the time and watch that show. I never got into any of that. It's enjoyable. Did you guys have a good time having your fun without me? Bastards. Almost without thinking about it, I lean down and meet Emmy's mouth, which has already moved to meet my own. Her lips are soft and she hums happily as we kiss, sending vibrations from her mouth to mine. There's a startling rightness to everything about this moment. We fit each other perfectly, like puzzle pieces, clicking in place. There's a part with the nub and a part without a nub, and they go together in place. Down, down. Don't you dare tell me that's not an accurate song. I mean, like, it's not sexy, but it's accurate. The kiss ends, and I finally let my arms drop back to my sides. Emmy is smiling warmly at me and giggles again. Come on, Hisao. We better go see the nurse. Then it happens. As she turns to begin walking, she gives out a tiny yelp and stumbles forward. Emmy! I leap to steady her and notice with some concern, that was correct, that she's favoring the same leg as last night. Your leg. Emmy seems panicked and pushes away from me. It's fine! My expression must seem hurt because she hastens to apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to push you like that. It was just... She stumbles for something to say. It's nothing, really. Hey, don't worry about it. She's so flustered, I decide to shrug the whole thing off. There's a cold feeling in the pit of my stomach now that just won't go away. I tried to step in to help her, and she immediately pushed me away. Smiling, I shove those thoughts to the back of my mind and concentrate on Emmy. I just don't want you getting hurt. That's all. You don't have to worry about me. Honest. I'm fine. Yeah, you say that, but I won't believe you for a goddamn second. Look at this face. It's the face of a fucking liar, and we all know it. Why won't you just tell me what's wrong? It's like she gets offended by my trying to help. What am I supposed to make of that? Perhaps an omelet. I'm sorry, it's not funny times, but I'm just saying, like, you get given your eggs, you make a motherfucking omelet. You get given your lemons, you make a motherfucking lemonade. You get $3 million, you make yourself a motherfucking martini, and then you just Yes, I own the world. And then you realize that that's not actually as much money as it used to be, and then you get sad because you know that's not going to save you. Not even money can save you from the grave. I'm still trying to sort out what happened on the track as we arrive in the front of the nurse's office. Emmy raises her hand to knock, hesitates, and turns to me, smiling guiltily. Hey, can you do me a favor? Of course. Can you tell the nurse that I'll see him later? I just remember that I got some stuff to take care of before class. So I really need to get going. I peer at her closely and she fidgets under my stare. Yeah, she's literally just trying to avoid the nurse. That leg of hers. Well, whatever, I'd said I help, so I will. But I'm gonna make damn sure she sees the nurse before the day is out. Yeah, okay, I'll let him know. Emmy looks like I'd just given her a pony on Christmas. Thank you so very much. You're the best, Hisao. I'm rewarded for my complicity in her lie by a kiss that makes it all worth it, or so I tell myself. Yeah, that's really uncomfortable. Yeah, that's one of those things, like, because you can't just let that go. And admittedly, that's going to piss her off. But yeah, no, as soon as that happens, you're like, yeah, no, by the way, hey, nurse, yeah, Emmy's in a bad way. Some shit's going on, and I don't know what's up, but it's a problem, and I'm fucking worried, and she's gonna get mad at me, but you know what? I care about her safety far more than I care about her smiling at me for one moment. So I'm just gonna say, I'm one of them people who cares for the lives of the others. Not the udders. I'm not saying I got anything against cows. I'm just saying a hamburger's really good every once in a while. We had hamburgers literally yesterday, and they were fucking amazing. Fight me, vegan. Sorry. As Emmy gets out of the building, trying hard to not let her limp show, I knock on the door to the office. Sal, come on in. Get your skinny ass in here, boy. Well, I don't see Emmy with you. She's not sick again, is she? Got a case of the... I don't know where I was going with this joke. Moving on. From the tone of his voice, I don't think the nurse is expecting me to say, oh yes, she's ill. She said she'd forgotten to do something, and so she had to skip out, but she'll see you later today. The nurse heaves an exasperated sigh. That silly bitch. Honestly, that girl. Huh? She's been avoiding me. Yesterday, she was in and out of here without even taking off her prosthetics, and now this. Well, at least it's not just me who Emmy doesn't want worrying. That's a comfort, I guess. Still, I feel like I should say something about her leg. I said that I lie for her, but she really needs to see him. Now that you mention it, she was limping pretty badly today. And last night as well. The nurse's eyes narrow at the words last night. And what exactly were you two doing last night? We were... cookies. We... selling Girl Scout cookies. It was the Samoas. It was the good one, the best ones. Fucking fight me if you think differently. But they's the best. We went on a date. It was great. The nurse raises his eyebrows as if he's surprised. Really? Interesting. Nothing. His gaze turns thoughtful, and then he grins at me. You don't think you could use some of that boyfriend charm to get her in here to come see me today, could you? Of course. I was just kind of planning on doing that anyway. I think she's really hurt and just kind of pretending that she isn't. Yeah, she does that. Afraid I'll make her stop running. Will you? I don't like to, but if it's bad enough that she's been limping, well, I guess I'll have to see what's wrong for myself before I make that call. But she really should have fucking came to me earlier before it gets goddamn worse, and then I have to get mad at her. I see. Emmy, not allowed to run? Perish the thought. I don't know if she'd be able to function without running. No wonder she's reluctant to admit anything's wrong. I'll make sure that she sees you, okay? Good. And before I forget, he grins at me again in what feels like a vaguely threatening manner. Don't forget that I know what medications you're on. You be careful around Emmy. Got it? Oh, you look serious too. Okay, yeah, got it. Good. Scary nurse man. Thank you. That's great. I don't hurt Emmy. Wouldn't dream of it. Grand. I'd hate for you to be late. Define late. Late, as in the late Hisao Nakai. He frowns briefly, dissatisfied. Huh. Sounded better in my head. Well, at any rate, get out of here before you miss your first class. The X-Men movie? That wasn't a bad movie. You've got things to do, I'm sure. Shoo. Out of here. Fuck off. I don't want to even look at your face no more. As I leave, I notice the nurse pulling out his phone and dialing a number. Mako, your daughter's being a pain in the ass again. I better head back to my room or I'll really be late. Hey, wasn't you supposed to check my heart rate? He's got fucking priorities, and apparently your life is not one of them. The lunch bell sounds, and I bring myself out of the stupor I slipped into during the classes. Stupor! Fucking tell me that stupor isn't one of the funnest words in the world. Just look at it. Just look at this word. Stupor. S-T-U-P-O-R. I got a stupor in my words. A dictionary, boy. It's a great word. Stupefy is also nice. My lack of sleep last night, coupled with the increased pace of this morning's run, has left me a little exhausted. And a severe case of vomiting in my mouth. That's pleasant. Oh, lovely. Fuck. Despite that, I find myself skipping stairs up to the roof. There's a thrill of excitement now. I just spit in my mouth and almost like I had braces. Like, I can't even do the voice, but it's like it. That was really weird. There's a thrill of excitement now, in addition to the pleasure one gets from eating lunch with one's friends. In addition to eating one's friends. True, both Emmy and Ren are still my friends, but Emmy's become more than that now. She looks really good in her underwear. I mean, Ren is back to her usual spot on the roof, almost as if she'd never been absent. Feeling better, I take it. A raised eyebrow is my reward for speaking.
Better than what?
Better than you felt yesterday. Rin gives my question some serious thought.
I'm not sure. I think I might have felt good rather... what the fuck? I think I might have felt rather good for some of yesterday, but it's kind of all fuzzy.
Too much cold medicine?
Yeah, well, I was asleep, and that is usually pretty good. But I can't remember what it feels like to be asleep because I'm not conscious for it. That's a real problem.
It's true.
Then again, if I knew how good it felt, I might not sleep anymore. But this way I keep trying, so I guess that's how I can keep from being overtired.
An eternal mystery to keep you sleeping at night?
Maybe mystery is the wrong word. Intangibility might be the proper way to describe it.
I see. No, I don't see it all, but I have no idea what the hell she's talking about. But that's okay, because I don't ever fucking know what the fuck she's talking about.
Do you remember what sleeping feels like? Like yesterday. Do you remember what you felt like sleeping yesterday?
Well, I didn't actually get a lot of sleep yesterday.
Maybe that's because you remember subconsciously.
Actually, I think I was kind of worried about Emmy.
Doesn't Emmy worry enough about herself?
I hadn't really considered that, but it kind of gives me pause. True, but would she ask for help if she needed it? Rin frowns, and I raise an eyebrow. Am I even going to get a proper answer?
Probably not. Is there something that she should be asking for help with?
I mean, her leg, for starters. It seems to catch Rin's interest.
Leg?
It's hurt, but she won't see the nurse about it. Rin shakes her head in disapproval.
You have to make her. Like, she makes me go to class, for her own good. Otherwise, she'll lose her legs again, and that's just too weird. Losing things twice. Especially if you don't find them again to begin with. Unless prosthetics are like the same as finding something. But that's a different kind of loss, isn't it?
Yes. Perhaps, maybe, I don't know.
I wonder. Wonder what?
Emmy seems to have snuck up upon Rin and I, though Rin doesn't seem especially surprised, which in itself is unsurprising, I suppose. Rin manages to sit herself upright quite expertly, throwing her upper body forward and using her momentum to right herself. Your leg, how's it feel? This earns me a frown and a bit of a glare.
It's okay, I think. Not worrying about it.
Tell that to the nurse. He's quite insistent that you visit him, you know. Emmy pouts like I've just told her she's been grounded.
He worries too much.
It's his job to worry, girl. He's the fucking nurse. If he fucks up and a kid dies, it's a problem.
It's not that big a deal, just a little soreness.
I try to resist rolling my eyes in exasperation. If it's nothing, then you should have no problem seeing him, right? Emmy narrows her eyes suspiciously.
Did he put you up to this?
Oh, maybe. A little. Yes. But that's not the point. I would have reminded you to see him anyway. It would be terrible to see you really hurt and not doing anything about it. That would make it worse, and I really don't want to see you hurt, you know? Call me crazy, but I'd kind of prefer to see you happy and healthy. With each statement, Emmy's frown fades a little more, but until eventually she's grinning, albeit a little shyly.
Well, if you're going to put it that way, then I guess I have to go see him. Otherwise, you'll keep worrying, and then I'll never hear the end of it, right?
That's right, and I'll keep bugging you about it. I might put a damper on our dates. How's the food, Hisao? Talk to the nurse, Emmy.
How was your day, Hisao?
Talk to the nurse, Emmy. Hisao, I think I'm ready to go all the way. Talk to the nurse, Emmy. See, it doesn't work that well. Emmy giggles at my high-pitched rendition of her own voice and gives me an affectionate shove.
My voice isn't that high, jerk.
I thought it was
pretty accurate.
Can we just say that distressed, like just world-shattered Emmy eyes is fantastic in its ridiculousness? Emmy and I stare at Rin for a while before I burst into laughter. Emmy crosses her arms and huffs, mock-offended.
You're both jerks.
Such vile calumnies from you, young woman. The fuck is a calumny? To the dictionary. Thesaurus, come to my aid. I'm stunned that you would call me, of all people, a jerk. A jerk off, maybe, because of every single night of my life. But don't you dare call me. I mean, honestly, I don't know what to think. Amy sticks her tongue out at me.
You ass. You silly ass. So Rin, how's the art club these days? Namiya's still stuffed in Namiya, so it's a thing. Oh, God.
Rin, I finally fucking got Rin's voice back. I kept trying so hard to try and remember how I did Rin's voice. We got there in the end. It's ridiculous. Seemingly as surprised by the sudden change of topic as I am, takes a minute to think before answering.
I believe it's okay. The Namiya keeps telling me to work harder. But I don't think he understands my methods. You don't understand my vision. He always struck me as slightly creepy.
Rin ponders the statement for a while.
I never really noticed. I don't really pay much attention to him most days, so maybe that's why.
I mean, how often do you meet?
Thinking of joining Hisao?
What? Nah, I've already decided to join a club.
Really? Which one?
Well, it's not really much of a club, to be honest. It's more just me and this one weird old guy who really wants to talk about science a lot.
Oh, so you joined the tea club?
No, I joined the science club, I think. Amy looks highly confused.
We have a science club?
Not really, it's just me and the aforementioned fucking weirdo.
Hisao, that's not a club. That's sitting in a room reading books.
No, I mean, it's just me and Muto. I'm just the only student so far.
Muto? Really?
A thought strikes her.
Oh, is that what you were talking about yesterday? You're meeting with Muto?
Yeah, that was our first meeting, I guess.
Nerd.
Is anyone a doctor? I am. Well, you're a nerd. Okay, hey, I can't help but being so fucking genius.
You know, I could have used your help years ago. You should have had your heart attack earlier in life, Hisao.
I laugh and then realize this is probably one of the very rare times I've laughed about my heart attack. Hindsight, 2020, 450, 1187. Here's your change.
Yeah, I clicked out of the game.
The ringing of the bell ends our conversation. Guess we'd better go.
Yeah, I guess so. Come on, Rin, you too.
Rin has apparently begun to doze off, and then I clicked out of it like a fucking moron.
I almost had it. Sorry, but you need to go to class. I disagree, but maybe if I nap in class, I'll get it this time. Changing location is sometimes helpful for that kind of thing.
Neither Emmy or I bother asking what it is. As we arrive at my classroom, Emmy gives me a quick kiss and heads down the hallway, Rin in tow. I turn to enter the classroom only to be met by fucking Satans themselves. Sup, you terrifying monster children. Misha seems to be fighting a losing battle to keep from breaking off into a fit of giggles while she translates Shiznei's latest rant.
Well, while we are pleased, nay, thrilled to see how well you've managed to make new friends and forge relationships, and with such a cutie too, Hei-chan.
I think that last part was probably just Misha.
We nevertheless felt compelled to politely remind you that public displays of affection are strictly forbidden. Really? Well, that's disappointing, Hei-chan. By Section 8 of the Code of Conduct laid out in the student handbook. In this case, however, ignorance of the law may be your excuse, but we are feeling lenient. And the paperwork are required to punish the both of you would only add to the already mountainous volumes of work that confront us, apparently through the developed lisp. I'm just trying to differentiate her from the other characters, and it's not going well. The sole members of the student council. Besides, you two are adorable together. Therefore, consider this a formal warning, and please refrain from such displays in the future. At least when Shiznei can see Hei-chan. The whole spiel is so patiently ridiculous that I can't help but reply in the same pompous manner. Well, I, for one, feel enlightened. I apologize profusely for my rash actions and will strive to contain my baser impulses, which, I fear, impel me towards such inappropriate displays of public affection. But it is hardly my wish to burden an already overworked student council with such petty manners, and I will do my best to make your lives easier in this matter in the future. At least when Shiznei is watching. This last line is delivered with a wink to Misha, who finally loses control of her laughter. What? Well said, Hei-chan. Chuckling a little myself, we enter the classroom. To be continued. Probably. Definitely. The episode got really long, so I'm going to cut it off here and split it up into 2 parts. Goodbye.